So on today's episode of what seems to be Cam's how to do everything, I've lifted the truck. I think in the last couple of videos you've seen how to do speakers, how to do headlights, and we have different headlights now, of course. We have those really nice Alpha Rex headlights, but now we have more problems and issues and things to address. One of those being, now that I have a lift, which is 6 inches on 20 by 12 negative 44 offset fuel Avenger wheels with 35-inch Atturo tires. So now everything has been done. Got my dogs over here. So we did a lift, and so now my drive shaft is at a weird angle. So basically the pinion angle is now incorrect, which means that I need to drop the carrier bearing, which is right there. So that carrier bearing needs to be dropped just a little bit in order to give the pinion angle and everything the correct angle, so everything can ride more smooth now instead of vibrating as I go down the road. So today I'm going to show you how to install these spacers onto the truck. The tools you'll need for the job would be a regular ratchet, small extension, a 15mm socket to take off the bolts that are on the truck, and then a 17mm socket to install the new bolts and washers into the truck. If you're working on the drive shaft or anything under the truck due with transmissions, it's always good to make sure that you put something under your wheel just so it doesn't roll. Even though we're not taking anything necessarily apart, it's always good to just do that in case, since you are working under the truck, dealing with parts that help the truck move and all. All right, so I did leave 2 of the bolts in there. I'm about to take that one out, but I did leave it in there just so I can go ahead and make sure that the other bolts fit, and the fact that the drive shaft might not be super heavy, but I do want to go ahead and make sure that those bolts fit, and then I can drop it down so the drive shaft doesn't drop out, fall out of the transmission, or fall out and, just get out of place. But we're going to go ahead and take the rest of those bolts out and drop it down some, put the other bolts in, the spacers in, and hopefully get our drive shaft back down. All right, so I've already got one installed there. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the last 3, and everything will be going in place, and then we'll tighten it down. So we ended up dropping the carrier bearing about 1.5 inches. For supposedly every inch that you do a lift, it's 1/4 inch of space. So I probably should have dropped it about 2.5 inches almost, but this was what the kit that I ordered. And so if I need to drop it any more, I will. But for now, this was a $50 kit from American Trucks. So we're gonna try it out and see if it works. All right, so after the carrier bearing drop bracket has been installed, everything has been moved down about 1.5 inches, and so it's all at a better angle now. It's more close to stock, and there is no more vibration. Usually the vibration is anywhere from 0 to 5 miles an hour roughly, but as long as you've got that in there now, that spacer, there'll be no more vibration, and everything should be okay from there. If there's any questions, just leave them in the comments.